What's up, beautiful people? What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. I am back. welcome, and if you are new here, I just want to say you are welcome. And my name is Luciama, but I am so happy to be here today. I'm so happy. And guys, I also want to say happy new year. Is it too late to say that? I don't think so. I mean, the year's still new, the year's still fresh. So I really want to say happy new year. New year means new season, and that is to say God is doing something new, man. There is something that God is doing, something fresh. And I really hope that you are posturing your heart to receive whatever it is that God has for you this season. And I also know this, that even though it's a new season, we are in different seasons right now. I mean, it makes sense. We are different people, and our journeys with God are unique. So yeah, he has different assignments for us, so it makes sense that our seasons are different. But one thing for sure is God is in all these seasons, and he is doing something new. I know that there are people who are in like their bad seasons, man. Like doors are opening, things are popping, their cups are overflowing, they are overwhelmed with blessings, prayers answered, and all of that. That is so great. God is doing something new. That's him right now. That's him right there. I mean, he is doing something great. He is doing something new. And I also know that there are those in like really challenging seasons. Like it seems like God is not there, but for sure, he is a man of his word. He is still in that season doing something new. Just because we don't see it or we don't feel it, it doesn't mean that God is not doing something. He is, And I know that some people are in, like waiting seasons like me. There are some things that I'm believing God for, For me, I look at it as, how are you waiting? How are you posturing your heart? And also just remembering who you're waiting with. You are not alone. You are with him. Like he is in that season, and even that in that season he is doing something new. For me, I'm learning to be present, right? I'm learning to be in the now and just be like, God, whatever you're doing, I know that you are doing it for me. No matter how uncomfortable it feels, no matter how crazy it feels, like I'm learning to just be still and know that he is God. Be present. And what is this fly up to? I remember 2022, yeah, it is just one of the hardest years of my life. I had so many doors closing, and I felt like I was losing everything, and I could not understand why it was happening. I was like, God, I don't get it. That is him still doing something new. Then I didn't feel it and I didn't see it, but now when I look back, I'm like, man, I'm so grateful for all the closed doors. I'm like, thank you, God, for closing all those doors, because, man, that was God protecting me, okay? That was him protecting me, and that's his heart. His heart is, he knows the plans that he has for us, right? He is our creator. He is the one who created us, and so he authors this season. He loves us that much. He's like, I know what I'm doing, and my plan is to give you a future and a hope. So all you gotta do is be still and know that I'm God. Trust me, so no matter how it feels and all, I've learned to trust him. Like, I'm learning to trust him, because I know that at the end of the day, I'm gonna look back and say, God, thank you for protecting me. I almost lost my identity. Thank you so much for closing that door. There's so many reasons as to why God will do that. And one of the things that I'm learning is God is just Like his heart, man, he longs to take us deeper, deeper into knowing who he is, deeper into knowing the kind of love that he has for us. I mean, think about it. For you to be able to look back and say, God is faithful. God is a provider. Like he's a way maker. He's a mountain mover. For you to be able to talk about God's glory, you gotta have a story. And nothing beats being able to say, I have experienced it. I have seen God with my own eyes. It's all for his glory. It's all for us to be able to say that I know God. Like when we get in others into the next seasons, if they're gonna come all shaky and all that, you'll be able to stand and say, but I know my God. Now I know you. I know that you're a faithful God. Count it all joy. I know that it can be so uncomfortable and so painful, but count it all joy, because those trials and those challenges, they are gonna make you a different person. And that's just him again. He wants us to grow, right? He wants us to mature in him. He wants us to grow and be the people that he has created us to be, right? He wants to bring the best out of us. He wants to see us growing, because when you think about it, like even if you can just like look back in your life, you've heard, you went through some stuff, but when you look back, you can see that you are not the person that you used to be, right? Because of some of things that you went through, you are not the person that you used to be. You are more stronger, you are wiser, and wisdom comes from experience, right? Like you are growing. That's an indication of you growing. And his heart is, I want to align you with who you are, with the person that I've created you to be, right? With the purpose that I have for you. So for you to be in alignment, you're gonna drop some things. I gotta take off some layers, So that's just his heart. Like I hope that you get encouraged and know that he is in that too. He is in that season too. And he is doing something new. So whether you see it or you don't, whether you believe it or not, I have learned to focus on the things that I cannot see. Things like his promises, things like his character, his nature, than focusing on the things that I can see right now or what I'm feeling right now, because what I'm feeling right now is temporary. I'm not going to be feeling this tomorrow. I'm not going to be feeling this in the next season. Focusing on who he is, focusing on the promises that he has, on his promises, that gives me so much hope. It gives me so much hope and so much peace in knowing that this too shall pass. So every season happens for a reason, and it won't last. It won't last. Unless, it happens that sometimes though we tend to drag the season. Sometimes God is like, listen, I want you to be in this season for this particular period of time. And sometimes when he's like, okay, it's time for you to move, I'm talking from experience. I have seen God put me in seasons, right? And then when he's like, okay, it's time for you to move to the next season, I'm like, oh God, but I'm still comfortable here, right? Sometimes it's due to being comfortable. And that's the other thing. Growth does not come from comfort zones. Sometimes we drag the season that God put us in, through complaining. Like when you're in the waiting season and all you do is complain, you're gonna miss, the stuff that he is doing, the new thing that he's doing, because you fixed your eyes into the wrong things. Right? So if you just be still and trust him and count your blessings in that season, right? Count your blessings and look around you. You are blessed beyond measure. And also remember that where you are right now is not where you used to be, right? Some of the things that you have, or some of the things that you gained in this life journey, those are the things that you have prayed for, and He came through. He has never failed you. He came through. So the same God who provided, the same God who healed you before, the same God who moved mountains, the same God who saved you is going to be the same God who's going to answer your prayers right now. So, but anyway, guys, I'm not here to talk about seasons today. I just came here today to do like a get to know me video, like a Q&A. I wanted us to have like a Q&A, something light, something fun, but I guess I had to share that. I mean, I went on Pinterest and checked out some questions, and I'm like, okay, this I like, this are cool. And I also had some of my friends send in some questions. So let's just jump right into it. So what I'm gonna do, I have these questions on my laptop. I'm just gonna read them out loud and try and answer them. So first question, what's your full name? Is there a story behind it? Well, I'm Lucia Mapare, and is there a story behind this name? Well, what I remember is growing up, I did not like the name Lucia. I did not. I preferred Jaime. Jaime is my middle name, and I was always giving my mom a hard time. I was like, why did you call me Lucia? You know? But I think it's because my mom didn't know what Lucia means. She just thought it's a beautiful name, and she was like, oh, I'm gonna name my daughter Lucia, right? But when I was 26, 25, around there, yeah, that's when I got to find out the meaning of Lucia. I was working on a project, one of the best projects that I've worked on. It was like a mobile application that breaks communication barrier between the deaf society and the hearing. And I met this amazing lady, and she loved that project. And then she was like, do you know the meaning of your name? And I was like, wow. I did not know. And she was like, it means light. And actually she said it means graceful light. And she encouraged me to go and check out the origin of Lucia, and I was mind blown, and I fell in love with my name. So yeah, I'm Lucia, guys. Next question, where were you born and raised? Born and raised Mahalape. I love Mahalape. That's my home right there. Can you share a little bit about your family and siblings? Well, I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters. I'm from a beautiful family. We are so close. We love each other so much. Well, from my mom's side, yeah, 3 brothers and 2 sisters. But from my dad's side, I have 2 sisters and a brother. What's your favorite color? Guess. Well, I'm obsessed with white, okay? White is my favorite color, guys. I love white. What's your go-to comfort food or favorite meal? I love bread. So talking about comfort food, just get me some chicken and mushroom pizza, okay? Creamy chicken pizza. Madombi, beef stew, depending on the weather. If it's like super cold, yeah. Madombi and some beef stew. How do you incorporate prayer into your daily routine? Well, I believe in, giving God my first fruits of the day. So I do have a morning routine from 4:30 a.m. and just to wake up and spend time with my Father, pray, worship, journal. I love it. And yeah, that has really, brought me super closer to him. Next question. Do you have any unique talents or hobbies that people might not know about? Yeah, man, I have so many talents, but I must say this. I know that people laugh a whole lot every time I talk about this, y'all. Nobody believes me. I believe that I was born to be an athlete. This girl can run, okay? It's just that I never got to cultivate the talent or nurture it, but I do believe that it's in me, y'all. Had somebody came in when I was, I don't know, maybe a high school or primary school, and they saw that, spotted that, and cultivated that, mentored me. I am telling you right now, I could be representing the country, man. Hobbies, yeah, that people might not know about hobbies. Well, okay, I recently just, discovered a new hobby, doing my kids' hair. I think that's my new hobby right now that people might not know about. Yeah. What did you study? What do you do? Well, I've studied computing. Yeah, based in computing, software engineering, network engineering. But I'll say I leaned into the software development part, because even after graduating, I ventured into mobile application development. I'm in the tech space, so I run a company called Assistive Technologies. I love it so much. We are all into super focused on developing and researching technical solutions that promote inclusion. We make sure that no one is left behind and people have access to services. People living with disabilities. I'm super passionate about making impact in people's lives. So I am a social entrepreneur. I'm also a platform manager. Love my job so much, because it's all about super aligned to who I am. I believe that I'm a hope bringer. Is that a word? Yeah, that's gotta be a word. I love igniting hope in people's hearts. So I love my job so much. I feel like I'm super blessed to be in a company that does not only embrace mobile technology, but it's super focused in bringing a positive impact in people's lives. And we share that vision. That's what I live for. In what ways do you seek personal growth and spiritual development? Good question. Spiritual development, like I've already mentioned, spending time with God is at the top. It's not for negotiations. Having a morning routine has really brought me closer to God. Spending time with Him from 4:30 in the morning, when everyone is sleeping. I love pouring into my cup first because I'm also a mom. Hey, did we have that question? I skipped it. I'm a mom, I'm a wife. The best thing that God has given to me in my life is my family, my husband and my 2 girls. That right there is my favorite ministry, my family. So when they are sleeping, I'm spending time with my daddy, and I love it so much. So prayer, definitely. Worship, I love worship music. Prayer, worship, gratitude journaling also. That right there is a game changer. Also reading spiritual books. I love reading a lot. I love reading. And community, yes, definitely. Community, wow, man. Oof. I love my community. Making sure that I spend or do life with people who share the same beliefs and same values as me, you know, serving at church. I really love that. Discipleship, you know what? Yeah, that's how I seek. And then personal growth, I'll also say community, right? I'll also say community. Yeah, you know, spending time with people who share the same beliefs as me, attending some conferences, some seminars, reading personal development books. I love them so much. Journaling, reflecting, taking time to reflect. It really helps to see what areas I can improve, you know. And yeah, I'm also always up to something. Lisha is always up to something, guys. I love discovering things about myself. I love trying new things, like new hobbies, new challenges, and all of that. Doing things that get me out of my comfort zone. That's how I get to grow. That's how I get to discover some things about me. But yeah, but for sure, I always know who I am. I always have my limits though. So next question. Are you a morning person or a night owl? Definitely 100% not a night owl. I'm a morning person, and I remember, I think that was yesterday. No, it wasn't yesterday. The day before yesterday, guys. I was watching TV and I went to bed at around 3 a.m. And that's the other thing, like I'm not a morning person. I mean, I'm not a TV person like that. But I was doing it because my husband was doing it. And I remember waking up in the morning, I felt like my body was hit by a truck. My eyes were puffy and red, and I was like, I will never do this again. And my husband laughed at me so hard. He was like, what are you doing? This is not you. Like, so yeah, I'm a morning person. Okay, what is your favorite Bible verse and why? Well, that's a good question, but it's also a tough one. I don't know how to, like, oh my gosh, picking one is such a challenge. But I'll say, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you a prophet to the nation. I think this verse, it's currently my favorite. I'm gonna say currently. Listen, I've always known this verse, right? But I remember reading it last year, December, and I said to my husband, man, can you read this verse? Like, it is rocking me right now. It is blowing my mind. It gives me this confidence, you know, it gives me this life that, man, you are loved just the way you are, and he knew you with all your imperfections and all of that. He still loves you. He still chose you. He still thought you were special to be conceived and be brought to the world. So love yourself too. Like, also trust in him. Whatever he brings in front of you, he knows that you can do it because he has long known you, right? And it makes me check myself also to be like, am I the girl that God knew? Right? Like, who did he know? Who is that girl that he knew? So I'm still like, I love this verse. What's your favorite way to relax and unwind after a long day? Going for a drive, man. After a long day, I just want to go for a drive and just breathe. Music, sing along, especially with my husband. I love drives. What advice would you give to someone who is exploring Christianity for the first time? Wow, good question as well. I would say, man, you are loved just the way you are. God loves you so much, and there's nothing that you can do that can separate you from the love of God. Absolutely nothing. Just know that you are now Like, He's always loved you, right? You are adopted, you are accepted just the way you are. Sometimes you strive and do things, to try and earn His love, and it's like, no, I love you. Like, there's nothing that you can do to, like, make me love you more, make me love you less. I love you just the way you are, right? Like, God looks at us like His children. I think if you're a parent, you love your child unconditionally. They don't have to do anything to earn your love. You love them just the way they are. So I would say to, like, someone who's exploring Christianity for the first time, hey man, you are loved. His love is reckless. Like, He loves you beyond words. And one of the things that I can say is, I really wish someone has said this to me. You can hear God for yourself. God is always speaking. The fact that sometimes we are not aware of that, we think that He's quiet. No, He's always speaking, and you can hear Him for yourself. And there are so many things that you can do to try and learn how to discern His voice. Spending time with Him, reading His word, meditating on His word, and just being in His presence. Any favorite worship songs? Okay, I love worship songs. Stephanie's "No One Ever Cared for Me Like Jesus." That's my favorite. Oh Lord, you know what? If you do not know the song, just check it out right now. And yeah, that's me. Like, she sang my life. And if you really want to get to know me more, check out that song and you'll get to know Lucia more. So guys, yeah, that's all I had for you today. I hope that you had a great time. And if there are some questions that I didn't get to answer, don't worry, I'm here to stay. Okay, and you'll get to know me as time goes on. So thank you guys so much for joining me in today. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell so that you don't get to miss our next videos. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day.